again and welcome back to another session of Commerce class with me Suman Rathore. Students, in our earlier video we have discussed some important adjustments relating to financial statements like closing stock, outstanding expenses, prepaid expenses, outstanding income, advance income and depreciation. Now today we'll discuss some more adjustments. But before understanding them, let's revise the important points relating to financial statement with adjustments. So first is expenses incurred for the year, whether paid or not, will be included, and expenses relating to subsequent years will be excluded. Then incomes earned during the year, whether received or not, will be included, and incomes relating to subsequent years will be excluded. So basically all the expenses and incomes relating to this particular current year will be included. Then items inside the trial balance will be recorded once only, and entry of all the adjustments outside the trial balance will be made at two places, whether it is in trading account and balance sheet or it is in P&L account and balance sheet. Now, seventh adjustment is interest on capital. Now, capital being an investment in business by the proprietor, as such, he is entitled to receive some interest for the risk taken by him. Now, this interest is an expense, or we can say it is a kind of financial expense for the business. So, it will be debited to the P&L account, and then as a result of this interest, capital of the proprietor increases. So as a second treatment, it will be added to the capital on the liability side of the balance sheet. Now suppose if capital in the trial balance is given at rupees 10 lakh and in the adjustments it is given that to provide interest on capital at 6% per annum. And in that case, the first entry of interest on capital will come here on the debit side of profit and loss account, like 2 interest on capital, as it is a financial expense, so it will be recorded on the debit side of profit and loss account, and 6% of 10 lakhs comes to rupees 60,000. Okay, now the second treatment of this interest on capital will go here on the liability side of the balance sheet, like capital at rupees 10 lakhs, right? And to this capital we will add the interest on capital, which was calculated rupees 60,000. Now the net amount of our capital here will be 10 lakh 60,000 after adding this interest on capital. Okay. Then next is interest on loan. Now here there can be two cases. First, if it appears on the credit side of the trial balance, then it is a loan taken from outside, like some bank or some institution, etc. And secondly, if it appears on the debit side of the trial balance, in that case, it will be considered as an asset, as it represents the amount which has been lent to the outsiders. And in most of the cases, it is given on the credit side of the trial balance, which means that loan taken. And in that case, interest on loan is an expense. So it will be debited to the profit and loss account. And secondly, it will be added to the amount of loan on the liability side of the balance sheet. But if it appears on the debit side of the trial balance, then it is a loan given. And in that case, loan or that interest on loan will be treated as an income for the business, and it will be shown on the credit side of profit and loss account and as assets on the asset side of the balance sheet. Now for interest on loan, I am taking up the first case. So let's assume that the loan amount appears on the credit side of the trial balance at rupees 5 lakh. And then in the adjustments, it is given that interest on loan is due for the whole year at the rate of 12% per annum. Now again, 12% of rupees 5 lakhs comes to rupees 60,000. So the accounting treatment of this interest on loan First, it will appear here on the debit side of P&L account as interest on loan 60,000, 12% of 5 lakhs. Okay. The second treatment of this entry will go again here on the liabilities side of the balance sheet, and this interest on loan will ultimately increase the amount of loan by the proprietor. So it will be added to the loans on the liabilities side of the balance sheet. So the amount of loan on the liabilities side of the balance sheet was rupees 5 lakh earlier. To this we will add interest on loan, which was calculated at 60,000, right? 12% of 5 lakhs. So now the total amount of loan will be 5,60,000. Okay. Then next is interest on drawings. Now if the firm allows interest on capital, then it should charge interest on drawings by the proprietor. And thus interest on drawing is an income for the business. So it will be shown on the credit side of the profit and loss account, and for proprietor it is an expense which reduces the amount of capital. So secondly, it will be deducted from the capital on the liabilities side of the balance sheet. For interest on drawings, let's assume that capital in the trial balance appears at rupees 5 lakh and drawings at rupees 80,000, and it is clearly given in the adjustments that to charge rupees 3,000 as interest on drawings. Now interest on drawings is an income for the business, so it will be recorded here on the credit side of the profit and loss account as interest on drawings, and we don't have to make any further calculation as the net amount of interest on drawings is given in the adjustments at rupees 3,000. Now the second treatment of this adjustment entry of interest on drawings will go here on the liabilities side of the balance sheet. So in the balance sheet, it will be deducted from this amount of capital less drawings as interest on drawings, which was rupees 3,000 given in the adjustments. So the net amount of capital here will be 4,17,000. Okay. Then next is bad debts. Now sometimes debtors, for one reason or the other, are unable to pay the amount due either fully or partially, and then the amount that is not receivable or not recovered is called bad debts, which is a loss for the business. Now the accounting treatment of this bad debts depends on where it appears. If it is given in the trial balance, then it means that it is already deducted from the amount of debtors. As such, it will be shown on the debit side of profit and loss account only. But if it is given in the adjustments, then it means that the entry will go at one more place. Because as I told you earlier also, that entry of all the adjustments will be made at least twice. So now let's just come back to the point. If it is given in the adjustments, then the second treatment will be that it will be deducted from the debtors on the asset side of the balance sheet. Now for bad debts, I am taking the second case. So let's assume that debtors in the trial balance are shown at rupees 1 lakh, and then in the adjustments it is given that to write off rupees 1,000 as bad debts. So the accounting treatment of this bad debts as it is given in the adjustment will go to two places. First in the trading and P&L account, and then second in the balance sheet. Okay. So the first treatment will be like two bad debts as it is a loss for the business. So it will be recorded on the debit side of the profit and loss account. And then secondly, it will be deducted from the debtors on the asset side of the balance sheet. So debtors were shown at rupees 1 lakh in the trial balance. From this 1 lakh, we will deduct the amount of bad debts. Okay. So the amount of bad debts is 1,000. So the net amount of debtors is 99,000. Okay. The next is provision for doubtful debts. Now, in every business, bad debts do happen. And following the concept of conservatism, what businesses do that they create a fund with a fixed percentage on debtors every year to cover such unexpected losses. So, the accounting treatment of provision for doubtful debts will be that firstly, it will be shown on the debit side of profit and loss account, and then secondly, it will be deducted from the debtors on the asset side of the balance sheet. Now, for provision for doubtful debts, suppose debtors are shown in the trial balance at rupees 80,000. And then in the adjustments, it is given that to create a provision for bad debts at the rate of 5% on debtors. Now, the accounting treatment of this provision for doubtful debts, firstly, it will appear here on the debit side of the profit and loss account as it is an expense made by the business to cover an expected future loss. So, it is 5% of 80,000. So, it comes to 4,000. Okay. Now, secondly, it will be deducted from the debtors on the assets side of the balance sheet. So, debtors rupees 80,000 less provision for DD, doubtful debts, 4,000. So, the net amount of debtor will appear at rupees 76,000 now. Now, sometimes in questions, we are provided with bad debts, old provision, new provision, debtors, everything. Now, in such cases, new provision will be added to the amount of bad debts on the debit side of profit and loss account, and then from that amount, old provision will be deducted to discard that old provision. Now, as the percentage of new provision was given in the adjustment, so the second treatment of this new provision will be that it will be deducted from the debtors on the asset side of the balance sheet. The case for old and new provision. Now, suppose bad debts are given in the trial balance at rupees 800. Then provision for doubtful debts of previous year is also given in the trial balance at rupees 2,500 and debtors at rupees 80,000 in trial balance. Then in the adjustments, it is given that to create a provision for doubtful debts at 5% on debtors. Now, this adjustment entry is for creating new provision for bad and doubtful debts. Now, the accounting treatment of this whole concept will be like this. To bad debts, as we all know that bad debts appear on the debit side of profit and loss account, rupees 800. And to this bad debts, we will add new provision. Okay. So, new provision of bad debts which is given at 5% of rupees 80,000, which comes to 4,000. Okay. Now, from this amount, we will deduct our old provision for discarding that old provision. So, the amount of old provision which is given in the trial balance is 2,500. Now, the net amount is 2,300. Okay. Now, the entry of this new provision will go at one more place as it is shown by way of adjustments in the question. So, that second entry will be made here on the asset side of the balance sheet. How? It will be deducted from the amount of debtors. So, debtors as given in the question was rupees 80,000. From this debtors, we will deduct our new provision which was calculated at rupees 4,000. So, now the amount of debtors will appear as rupees 76,000. That's all for today. Now, in our next video, we'll discuss the remaining adjustments and take up a practical question to understand it practically. Until then, keep practicing and don't forget to like and subscribe my channel. Thank you and goodbye for now.